Carlos. This is season 5 of Off Your Flosser podcast.
Season 5. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it in Spanish.
That's fair enough. Throw back to your heritage.
You know.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you. Here we go. Okay, so this is episode... Oh, wait. Are you ready? Damn. I just need to quit smoking.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we've been
right.
this whole time. Where you been?
The video guy who records the Jeff Justice graduation for the comedy workshop, he told me about a website called What the Font, right?
Yeah.
Where you can upload samples of whatever you have, and it will give you the font that.
Oh, okay. So you can like match it.
So you can match it, dude. I've done it twice so far this week, and it's been a life changer. You know.
Wow.
So,
okay. What the font?
What the font, man?
Here's the thing, man?
I don't know if it's an exact match, but it doesn't matter. It's close enough.
It looks, it looks
can't even tell,
like it does. Yeah.
And
I didn't sit there and go, gee, do the fonts match? Because they were so close.
They were so close.
Guess what?
What are you drinking? Oh, man.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. So I like Diet Mountain Dew decently enough, you know.
Okay.
I rarely have it. This was a 0 sugar dew. It says it right here, 0 sugar dew. So and I'm just not a fan. I don't know.
What?
But it's got aspartame.
Oh yeah.
So I'll probably get cancer again.
You probably get what?
Cancer again.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
don't say that, man. Because I drink tons of that shit, so.
Well, it says it on the side. You may or may not get cancer again.
And you still put it in your mouth, so. You know, that's your fault at this point.
Well, yeah. They're like, well, we put the warning on there.
You, bro. No, we told you.
Yeah, the rest is up to you. It also says this on the side of a Twinkie, you may get fat. But it's still going in there. They sold billions
of those things, you know.
You
know what? Now that I think about it, Twinkies really wasn't my thing, bro.
No, me neither. You? I just use that as an example. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I was more like frying them. Now that I would want to just try just to as a fat experience. You know what I'm saying?
I've had a fried Oreo and it's pretty good. I don't think I've had a fried Twinkie. Yeah. But my thing when I was a kid was oatmeal rounds and fudge rounds, Little Debbie's and Star Crunch, of course, you know. And we'd get those every once in a while at home. So
there's so much crap out there, dude. It's just
oh my gosh. No wonder kids are obese and can't pay attention at school. And because I mean, if you think about it, they are not getting
can't hold down a job.
Yeah,
kids are so lazy,
living in their parents' basements till 40. Yeah. It's all the food they eat, you know.
From 4 to 40.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So back to the reason I'm drinking this.
Yeah.
My coffee maker. Here's a little bit of a story. So, first episode 198.
198.
Yes, which means we only have 2 more episodes, or no, 1 more. This one and the next one, and then it's episode 200. So we've got to step it up again, I guess.
I don't know. Again, I don't know how much upstep we're gonna do. Make it, you know what I mean?
Jump through flaming rings or something. I don't know.
That reminds me of a horrible pun about the ghost pepper challenge. And
that's exactly what it's talking about flaming rings. We are not doing another pepper challenge. Golly. Although with my bidet, I'd probably be all right.
That sucks so bad, dude. I still remember that shit. It was horrible.
I remember because we were in the RV and I was walking around afterwards and my stomach hurt so bad I thought I was going to throw up. So I went outside and I just walked around and then I was finally okay. But that is like death in a fruit or vegetable, whatever you want to call it.
It's unnecessary. Yeah, that doesn't need to exist.
Okay, so back to back to this. So I bought a descaler kit for the Keurig
Okay.
And it comes, with a new filter, and it has this solution that you put in the wet water reservoir, and it says on there probably like twice, check the filter, check to make sure there's no K-pods, blah, blah, blah. So I like pop it open. I was like, no K-pod, we're good to go. I ran it through and I poured the water out, and I was like, man, that's dirty. That is really dirty. So I went to do another round because it says you have to, run water through it a couple times. And then when I was taking the pot out the second time, it got caught, and the filter part came out, and coffee grounds flew everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to check that one. So I ran it through with coffee grounds in there, and I felt like such a dum-dum. So there were coffee grounds everywhere. There was water everywhere. I have to redo it, so I wasted like half of the bottle of the descaler.
Not really, because you got it through the whole water system. You just didn't get it to where it actually, like the water touches the actual coffee and the flavor actually matters.
Yeah, so I cleaned everything up, cussing the whole way, and then
oh, you have to.
Well, I started the new round of cleaner descaler water and fell asleep. So this morning I had to finish the cycle, and I got to do like 2 more rounds of water.
So you decided to substitute with damn Mountain Dew Zero?
Well, I bought it because I thought, oh, I remember drinking Diet Mountain Dew and how much I liked it. And then, meh.
You know what bothers me about Mountain Dew, bro? It's the
name.
Color.
Oh,
the name.
Yeah.
The name sounds a little like Little House on the Prairie-ish. Mountain Dew. I get it.
Right. It's like from Colorado or something.
But the color is funky, bro.
It is. Well, it has. Let's just look. We've got yellow number 5.
See, I don't mess with yellow number 3. I don't that number 5 shit's.
Yeah, we need to kick it down a couple notches. But that's the only color that's in there. Okay, so they have aspartame and sucralose, which is like Splenda. Why do they have both? Why don't they just use one or the other?
Because you gotta outdo the Dew, bro. So
I wonder if this is like Diet Mountain Dew, and then they just added Splenda,
or maybe they reduced the other. I don't know. Who knows, bro? Who knows what kind of alchemy they're doing there? You know what I mean? What kind of voodoo?
Yeah.
And nonsense.
Why do we even have soda? Like, let's just do away with soda anyway. I really don't. I don't drink soda very often at all, and this is supposed to be a treat.
Okay. Well, I'm not judging. I'm just, I was just curious why you didn't have coffee. But speaking of coffee, I made a delicious large Yeti thing of it, and I haven't taken my first sip, but I'm sure it's delicious and flavorful and clean.
No descaler, no grounds.
No descaler residue, nothing. Just all natural.
No coffee incidents this morning for you?
Picture like if this coffee was a person, it'd probably be like
Bradley Cooper.
No.
Brad Pitt.
That tastes like it's got hair in it, Picture like a nice, like a 32-year-old.
Okay.
Mom who's like baking, right? And then
so you're talking like more wholesome.
Yeah. And
okay.
They're on the beach, so then like everybody's like kind of barefoot and natural. Everybody's wearing like linen and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
like the Athena gods and stuff.
Maybe not that serious, but because it's
more I took it a step too far. Okay.
God, but just like a wholesome,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is like Gary Sinise.
Oh yeah, in Lethal Weapon when he was still coherent and kicking ass. That's a wild dude. Not Gary Sinise. Gary Sinise? I was thinking of
Gary Sinise. Look him up. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Gary Sinise is Lieutenant Dan.
Oh no. Who's the bug-eyed guy? Gary Sinise is like a regular Mountain Dew.
Gary Busey.
No, that's the guy with the giant horse teeth. Not him, but that would probably also. No, I'm thinking of maybe it's not Gary.
Gary Coleman? He passed away.
Gary Coleman? The short.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of, he's white and he played on the beach. He was or not the beach, the island with Ethan Hawke and Scarlett Johansson, I think.
Hold on a second. I don't think his name is Gary. I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm probably like way off, but
You mean Steve Buscemi?
Buscemi. What's his last or first name?
Steve.
Dang, I was way off.
God Harry almighty.
Steve. Yeah. That's what his face is what this tastes like. I don't know if that even makes sense, but we did all that just to prove a point that I just didn't like it very much.
Yeah. That's an interesting looking dude, bro.
He's a great actor, though.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah, Buscemi. How did I not remember that? Like, that's just a weird name for a weird guy. Anyway, so that was a really long roundabout way to say I didn't like the Mountain Dew sugar free or zero sugar. Yeah, but they were in the island. It was Ewan McGregor. I'm pretty sure it was Scarlett Johansson, and then Steve Buscemi he kind of helped them escape. It's a pretty good movie. It's about clones, and what they do is they win the lottery.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember.
Basically, rich people grow these clones in case they need a liver transplant or something. So graduating or going to the lottery means they basically kill you and take your organs. Or if they can't have kids, they'll have their clone get pregnant and then they take the baby and then they do away with the clone. Yeah. So.
You're right. They were in that movie together.
Thank you. Scarlett Johansson's movies have gone downhill. Like, her best, in my eyes at this point, are the Avenger movies.
Do you think, can we be controversial for a second?
Yeah.
Do you think...
Let's stir life up right now.
That she would be the star that she is if she wasn't as attractive?
Mm-mm. No, and she would not, because in my opinion her acting skills are not super up to par. So I like her a lot. I think she's great and I think she's a beautiful person, but the movies that she's played in, and maybe she just didn't have the direction she needed or something like that, I don't know, but they just you know.
I caught one where she was like some sort of superhero or it was sci-fi, and I was like, this kind of sucked. Ghost in the Shell, was that it?
Oh yes, yeah, she played in that,
and that was 2017, right? And I think it's based off of like Japanese action, cartoons or whatever. But she looks almost naked in the movie, like the skin tight suit or whatever, right?
Yes, yeah.
And the movie sucked, and I'm like, damn, how bad is the movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The point is that even with all that,
you can't rely on that to make the movie.
It was just a horrible movie, man. You know?
How much did it make in the theaters or whatever?
Not enough, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Otherwise, they would have said.
And I feel like we're bashed. All right, we'll figure it out.
Fight me.
I said that to somebody this week. To Chris Williams, right? We got to get him on.
Oh yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Because him and Carice are doing the
Culture
Con, and
yes.
So I want to get him on there and talk about that for a little bit. Anyway, so he was asking which decade was the best. That's what the 80s were the best, bro. And I wrote down why. Rambo, The Terminator, Nintendo came out.
All the best cult classics came out in the 80s.
Thriller, Purple Rain. Come on, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no question. I agree.
Bon Jovi.
Although, if you're talking about music, it's the 90s. 90s alternative all day long.
And that was their whole point. But I went on a whole other list of malls. The 80s were the shit for the malls. You know what I'm saying?
90s, I feel like the malls kind of skirted into the 90s too. But if you're talking about movies, definitely 80s. Back to the Future, Goonies. You've got all those Ghostbusters, all those classics, cult
Bruce
classics.
Willis, Die Hard, the first of all those badass movies, bro.
But if you're talking about music, for me, 90s alternative, Flagpole Sitta, like all those Oasis and Wonderwall and Green Day, Dookie, like that whole album, like
Yeah.
90s
Yeah,
music,
Alanis Morissette.
80s movies.
Those are
Yes,
all
Jagged
just
Little Pill.
Hootie and the
Yes.
Blowfish. Yeah, the 90s were nice
Yes.
for a lot of music. And I think
Mhm.
like hip hop and that kind of stuff was maturing to the point where it was really, really
Mhm.
got really good. A lot of the
Yeah.
classics in there. But I remember some of the old school stuff from the 80s, like Run DMC and the
Yeah, I
first
was
gen, hip hop guys. You know what I'm saying?
I was a slave to White Snake, Poison, Twisted Sister, because that's what my older siblings were listening to
Hell yeah,
in the
son.
80s. But then 90s, I was a teenager, high school, and then it was my turn to pick my music.
Gotcha.
And I was like all about that.
I was lucky because I had an eclectic set of friends and music tastes.
Are you saying they were like rich or something?
I don't know if they were rich, but I had friends that had money, and it kind of let me see what the other side lived like a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get a glimpse. Oh, this is what it is like to not eat a can of beans for dinner. Okay,
like because we were all, I don't want to say different levels of poor.
Right. You were all still like
I think I was
middle
on the
low
lowest
class.
end.
Yeah, lower middle class.
No. We were on the maybe upper low or middle. I'm not saying we were, we had heating and air conditioning, window units, but
Yeah.
we didn't have extra shit is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Cable? Wow, you better tune in one of these 6 free channels, baby. You know what I mean? We don't have no damn cable. So,
Yeah.
limits. Breakfast at McDonald's? Get the hell out of here. I'll cut the edges, the corners off your Wonder Bread. How about that?
Right.
There's a
right.
McMom.
You had Wonder Bread? We had the off brand.
I don't even know. I mean, but Wonder
We had
Bread
to
back
eat the
then was
heel.
maybe. I know we got just a loaf of heels. Miserable is your life, bro. You gotta eat a whole loaf of it. But if you toast it, dude, and I was a big peanut butter and jelly person, bro. You put peanut butter and jelly on anything, and this shit's delicious. Crackers, freaking bread, whatever.
I was just straight butter. Like I would eat the heel. I didn't mind it because if you toast it,
bro,
it's nice. It's like a ciabatta or something.
Yeah,
a nice ciabatta.
That's what we used to call the bootleg bagel back in my day, bro.
Yeah. And I would just spread some, salted butter on it. Chow down. I would eat it. Yeah.
It sucked being poor. But here's the thing. I think that's where my sense of humor came from because you had to entertain yourselves, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I think mine came from being the middle child because I was the one that kind of like
I can see
the
that.
comic relief, basically.
Yeah, the oldest one got beat for everything. The youngest one got away with murder. And you're like, hey, don't hit me. You know what I mean? That's funny. What were we so real quick, I'm gonna switch gears real quick, right?
Yes.
I'm making my coffee this morning, minding my own business, and my watch taps me on my wrist, and I look down, and it looks all dramatic, like, low heart rate warning for 10 minutes went under 40, right? So I'm like, well, how under 40 was it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was
That's like,
did I die for 10 minutes?
Yeah. Did you die?
No, because I sat up and then I checked my pulse and it was still there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no. So I didn't die. I thought and it was 39. That's not.
Do you really think it was though?
I don't know. I don't think that's accurate.
I feel like these watches are just trying to mess with our minds. Although, how does yours have, like, if you're in a loud environment, it says over 90 decibels, decibels. Well, so I work in pedo, and probably about 3 times a day, I do like a knee lap with a screaming child, and I get these warnings, and I'm like, good thing these don't take more than 10 minutes.
I know, right?
Or I'll look back and go, man, loud environment. What time was that? When was that? Oh, yeah, that was that one kid.
Yeah, that was little
It's
Susan.
Hilarious.
Did you ever get a warning from your watch that says, hey, why don't you take a breath? You're like, holy shit, did I stop breathing? You know what I'm saying?
I get, I don't know, maybe
How does
my
it know I'm not
watch.
breathing? You know? I'm like, did I forget to breathe? It's just stupid. It scares you, you know, but the heart rate thing kind of freaked me out because I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I go through the whole trend, and I'm hovering between 40 and 53 all night. It dipped down to 39, and you want to give me a heart attack and it freak me out? Come on, watch. What are you doing?
Were
But
you
I guess
like
it's got to
laying
let you
on it?
know.
Maybe
Maybe
it
I
was
don't
like
know.
squished and it couldn't really feel your heartbeat or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or it's like maybe it's like making mistakes, so you have to buy a new one.
Well, this is the new one.
Oh.
So, excuse me. I went to bed late. I was up editing the last episode and posting it. Dude, again, I know we talked about this briefly earlier before we started recording. I don't want to brag, but my damn Canva skills, son, are getting nice.
Yeah, you have a couple of, well, first of all, the backgrounds or the title page of our episodes. The last few have been like really funny, spot on. The gorilla with the shoes, the high tops.
Dude, in the toilet. That's the dumbest thing in the world. It
Yeah,
made me laugh.
yeah.
But yeah, so we had Becky on last week.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
So like her company's called Through the Lens, right? If you heard, listen last week, we said it a million times. But anyway, I found a picture on Canva, and it's a person holding up a camera lens, like a lens from a camera. Yeah. So I put her logo in the middle. Anyway, you gotta go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a cover photo from the thing.
That's cool. And, you're learning new skills and
yeah, I'm getting decent. You know,
you're growing up. You're growing up.
I had to remake a flyer. I got a call from a buddy of mine, Joel. I want to get him on here too because he's really really funny and just a good kid, and he's hilarious. I call him a kid. He's a grown ass man. You know, he's in his 30s probably. You know, he's early 30s. But I met him when he was 21. So in my mind, he's 21. You know,
right, yeah.
And anyway, so he's the guy who has the podcast, the Hot Breath podcast.
Yes.
With any interviews, all kinds of different comics. It's an amazing. If you want to know anything about comedy, go check it out. Anyway, we talked earlier in the week, just catching up, talking business or whatever, and then I get a call Thursday night. He's like, "Hey, buddy, are you free tomorrow night, Friday?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, can you fill in? Send me a tape." Make a long story short, I headlined a show at a pet rescue place, like
oh yeah,
where everybody was into goats and multiple dogs and cats and stuff like that. So the guy running the show's like, "Dude, thank you so much for doing this." And I'm like, "Nah, dude." And sold out show, about 150 people.
Wow.
Packed into this little, meeting center place at the facility.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was an awesome show. Just a fantastic show. All the other comics did a great job.
Yeah.
And there was some funny, there was a lot of funny material. And so I'm doing the theater in 2 weeks. So I needed the stage time with the longer sets to get used to it. Because when you host, you do 10 minutes, right?
Right,
so you
right.
You get real punchy at 10. And then if you were the middle guy, then you got 20, 25 minutes. Again, not stressful. You can play around with it. But when you got to do 45 an hour, you got to sort of like, okay, I got to plan out my stuff and pace it right and, that type of thing. And we had so much fun, and the audience was fantastic. And the place was called Fur Kids. And I remade the flyer, and I felt bad because I put my face over my buddy Joel's face, and I matched the font, and I put my name on there, and so I made it look real nice. Show's sold out, and the next one I think is getting close to being sold out. So thank you, Fur Kids and Joel and everybody else who hooked it up. And I don't know, it was just a fun show. I didn't know it was coming. I had 6 hours to get ready for it, and it was just a good experience. So
did you tell the peanut joke?
Yes.
Oh,
but I was real careful with it. With it, and it went over well. It went over really well.
Oh, I'm sure. It did.
I softened it a little bit. It was a clean show, so no cursing.
Yeah.
And then again, I feel like I'm bragging, but I came to the conclusion. I didn't come to the conclusion, but I realized again that
Again.
As I'm driving home, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I don't want to say figured it out, but that I have a fair bit of talent for this comedy thing. You know what I mean? Even though I've been doing it for a long time, you know what I mean?
Right. But
there's always
you're
that doubt in
getting
your head.
kind of comfortable in your own comedy skin.
Super comfortable. Like, and I don't know if the weight loss has something to do with it. If I just feel a little bit less, like out of control and a little bit more, and
a little more confident.
Yeah, a little bit more confident, and just the whole thing. It felt good. It felt really, really good. And
that's
the
awesome.
money is always nice, but it was just I think the showman skills are, and then somebody. I did a joke about being involved in an armed robbery, and it was an old joke that I used to do, but it's not really funny. It's just an interesting story. Where did I ever tell you the Wings of Justice?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, anyway, I went to go pick up some wings for my son and I, and this is years ago,
Yes.
And it's like I pull up to the front, and I hear ding ding, that little gas station thing,
Yeah.
And I pull up around the corner, and there's nobody at the thing. So I pull up to the window. As I pull up to the window, I see a guy running out the front with a hoodie on, and the girl locks the door behind him. And I'm like, "Oh shit, they're being robbed!" Right? So I call 911. The girl's crying or whatever, and I tell her what I saw. I go, "Listen, I think this place." And then she comes up to the window. I said, "Are you guys okay?" I just called 911. She's like, "Thank you so much." Yeah, he had a gun. Right? So the guy runs out, they lock the door behind him, and he takes off up the road, right? Like away from us, right?
Yeah.
And so I called the cops, I tell them what I saw, and they're like, which way is he going? I'm like, I think he's going north on Sugarloaf Parkway. Is he jumping in a vehicle? I'm like, what am I, Chuck Norris? I don't know. I'm not going to follow the guy. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you which way he's going, and this is what he's wearing. Was he white, black, Latino? I'm like, I couldn't tell.
Do I have to do all the work for you?
He goes, what's your name? I go, Carlos Rodriguez. He goes, yeah. We're going to need to talk to you too, sir. And I'm like, I had nothing to do with it, man. I had nothing to do with it. So in the joke, I tell them that they came over and just for, just to be thorough, they put cuffs on me while they were asking me questions or whatever. And that did not happen, right? But I got to make the story like I was like, I didn't do anything. I was just being a good Samaritan, right? And so I check, I get the food and I leave. Right. And I get home. I tell my son. He's like, what happened? What took you so long? And I tell him the story. He's like, oh, my God. So he's eating the wings. He's like, dude, I don't know if it's the adrenaline from that story or if it's these wings are that good. But these wings taste like the wings of justice. And I was like, hell yeah, they do. Right. So they were like amazing wings. Right. And we were laughing and crying. And they were like the most flavorful wings in the world.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, the wings of justice. Like, I need to turn that into a joke. And my wife is like, that's not funny. And I'm like, don't try to write my material. I think I need to.
You're like, who's the comedian here? Me or you?
And she's like, no one's gonna laugh. Me? And I go, caw, right? And I walk out of the kitchen. So when I do the caw, which again has nothing to do with anything, but it's just a stupid thing to say, right?
Yeah.
I hear some laughter, and this lady calls out from like the back right part of the audience. She goes, "Do the caw again." But it didn't sound like that's what she said. I heard it on the tape, but it didn't sound like that from where I was sitting,
Yeah.
And I go, was that French? What was that? I go, what'd you say? And she goes, do the caca again. And I just kind of like, I go, that's like the weirdest heckle of all time. Like, I go, what are you into crows? What's your deal?
Yeah, maybe that's her thing. It's an animal
this lady's
thing, right?
got an 80-pound sack of corn in her trunk right now, just looking for crows, So I'm teasing her a little bit because she started it, right?
Yeah.
And then I go, caw, and I do the whole arms and all that, and then everybody starts laughing again because they saw the whole interaction, and it's an absolutely dumb thing to say, but that's why it's funny because it's so stupid.
Right.
Anyway. So I mean, there was banter and all. It was just fantastic show.
Good,
but but that's a true story, though, dude. Like the whole Wings of Justice thing, and Wings of Justice just sounds kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you, Superman? I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what'd you do this week? Anything good?
Not yet, but in about an hour, I'm meeting another friend. She just got a big Bronco, and slightly jealous there because eventually I want to get a big Bronco. But so she came over one night this past week and we were like putting the Broncos nose to nose, taking pictures.
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
so, and I go, you know what? I'm going to post this on Facebook, but I'm not going to say anything.
I thought John got a new car.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. So within 2 minutes, John got a text from his buddy. It says, "Did you get another one?" And then I got a phone call and I was like, no, it's just a friend of ours. But anyway, she's coming, we're meeting and we're going to do like just a Bronco back road drive. And we're going to end up down south a little ways. There's a Creole restaurant. We're going to have lunch and just chill out. Because, I mean, the weather's okay, but we'll be inside vehicles. So, and it kind of spurred this thought that maybe I should start a Bronco Babes in this area, a club, and maybe once a month, every other month, whatever, just go for a drive with all the Bronco owners.
Like on the road or off road?
Just side roads, not like off road. Yeah, because I don't know. These are expensive vehicles. I don't think we want to go through and like break an axle or something. Some people do. Some people like they straight up like are going tumbling, or is that what it's called? Where they climb the big rocks and stuff.
I think if you tumble, that's probably a bad thing
for
the vehicle. I don't know anything about
boulder. Oh, maybe it's bouldering. I don't know. But I mean, Jeep owners do it where they climb rocks and stuff. Yeah. And Broncos, they could do that too. But no thanks. This is right now it's my daily driver. John's.
Yeah, you don't want to jack it up, dude.
No. Like, that's my widow baby.
No, of course not.
But John is talking to a lady at work, and she's got like just an old junker type vehicle, and he might buy that. So if he gets that, then I'm going to go back to my Cruise. And then the Bronco will be like a weekend vehicle, every so often vehicle, because I've got 22,000 miles on that thing already.
Damn.
I don't like that. That's a lot of miles. But we took it to Chicago. We took it to Texas. So, there've been a couple trips in there.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, daily driving when you live, 45 minutes from work, that's what happens.
Yeah. You know what, dude? You work hard, bro. Enjoy your car, man. You roll with the nice AC and the radio and the heated seats or whatever it is you like about it. Plus, it's a new car, man. Enjoy. What are you saving it for?
I just don't want it to. But I just don't want it to deteriorate quickly. Like wear and tear and stuff like that.
But it sounds like you're putting a lot of highway miles on it, so that's not bad.
It is. Most of it is highway miles, but, still, I don't know. One of these days, though, I'm going to get a big Bronco, and that'll be like a weekend crawler, whatever they call it, a weekend warrior, I don't know, whatever.
I want to get a little sports car. I like little handly sports cars.
Yeah.
But now I'm changing my mind as to what I want. I don't know how much you know about cars, but there's something called the BRZ, which is it's a little 2-seater made with Toyota, and Toyota has one called the 86, and Subaru calls it the BRZ. Small, right? So it's a small, like Miatas.
Yeah,
little. It's cooler looking. Take a Camaro and shrink it up maybe a third, and it's that size, right?
Okay.
Middle. And that's the low end, and that's about 30, right?
Okay.
Middle ground is the Toyota Supra, the new one.
I think you said you wanted the Supra a few years ago, a couple of years ago.
And that thing rips, bro. And the 3-liter, I think it's a twin turbo V6, and it's co-designed with BMW. And it's just a badass look. It looks like a little Batmobile. Again, a smallish car, right?
Yeah.
And maybe at the trim that I want, it's about 55, 60, right? So double. And then they just dropped a new one, bro.
Yeah.
They just dropped a new one, the new Corvette. Have you seen the new Corvette?
No, but I'm not a Corvette fan.
This shit looks like it's a sports car. It's a world-class sports car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you know what a 911 is, a Porsche 911 is, right? Okay. Well, anyway, you know how your engine is in the front of your car?
Yeah.
And then if it's rear-wheel drive, that's what that means, right? So that's a standard old school, sports car. Mustangs, Camaros, that type of thing, Corvettes.
Right.
Well, the European cars have the engine behind the driver.
Okay.
For better weight distribution, that type of thing, right?
Sure.
And when you take off, the weight squishes down the back tire, so it grips better. And
so it grips better, yeah. Yeah.
The new Corvette's designed like that.
Okay.
So they remodeled the whole thing, and it handles like a son of a gun. Anyway, the top of the line one, I forget how many horsepower. I mean, 750, something like that. It's just ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Well, just the regular one with 550.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so nice.
How much is it?
I don't know. They're not super common, so they're artificially raising the price. It's about 75, maybe.
Okay.
80. You know?
Yeah. I tell you,
but it looks like a damn spaceship. I mean, it plus it sounds nice. The engine's right there behind you.
Yeah.
It gives you the whole sports car kind of experience. Here's the thing: that's the only sports car you ever need to buy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The BRZ, you can take it around the, fast roads, and it's not super fast, but it's fun to drive fast. Does that make sense?
Right. You know? Yes.
Where I will never reach the limits of the Corvette. So
no, not on legal roads.
no, not at legal speeds. So it's kind of boring, but it's still cool to drive. So at some point, I want to buy something. Just that could just me and the boss can go out in and just
Yeah.
She's like, well, what about it? What about the baby? And I'm like, he doesn't have to hang out.
This is not a baby car. They stay home. John has is it a 92 Firebird, Pontiac Firebird? And he wants to put an LS motor in it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I totally get it. Yeah, that's the
Corvette
engine. I don't know what
that means, but
that's the Corvette engine. Which they put in the Camaro too.
Okay, which he trash talks Camaros, but yet you're gonna put an engine in the Firebird.
Well, here's the thing.
Anyway,
in any kind of GM car, you can buy that engine, and even if the motor mounts don't match up, you can match them up. You can buy adapters or whatever. That's a reliable, badass engine.
How much is an Ellis engine? You think?
An Ellis
just the engine
might be, I don't know, $8,000, 8 to 10, something like that. So I mean, this thing rips.
Whew.
Rips. I think in stock it makes, I want to say 450 horsepower.
Okay. I want him to get it fixed up. He's had this. We met in 2006, and this is what he was driving. He had this, and then he had an older, smaller Mustang, like stick shift 4-cylinder, I think, Mustang, and that has since dead and buried, gone. But the Firebird, I think that's his baby, right? So I want him to get it fixed up because, we don't have kids. Like, we want weekend back roads, T-tops taken off. Like, let's cruise around in it, have some fun as we, age and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't think he wants to spend the money.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like, I'm a spender. So if you want it, let's do it. I don't care, But one day he will have it redone. Sure. And I'm going to have my hands up out the T-tops and just enjoying life. Maybe I'll just secretly save on the side for him to get a motor for it. And that'll encourage him to get moving on it again.
They are around $9,000, bro. So,
jeez Louise.
Yeah. But it's a brand new car,
right?
You know? So, yeah, you find, yeah.
What's when can you get historic plates?
I think it's 25 years,
and that's a 92 or 91. So yeah,
it's definitely vintage or whatever they call it.
Yeah, we can get the historic plates. Yeah. And I think you can't put more than a certain amount of miles on it each year or something, right?
I don't know what the particulars are. I'm sure there's some kind of dumb rule like that. What do they care if you drive it? You know what I mean? I guess because you don't pay registration or something like that. Or
yeah, like it's way cheaper to do that.
yeah, my son's got a V8 Camaro, and that thing hauls. Yeah, I don't. Did I tell you he got a new one?
No.
This kid, bro. He calls
Kids
me up
these days.
He's like, "Hey, Carl, just come down to the dealership, bro. I want to show you something. Come down to the dealership, bro, bruh." And I'm like, "Dude, I know you were talking about it. Did you do it?" He's like, "You just got to come down here, man." So I was out near in that area, and so I swung by, right, parked, and I saw it sitting out front, and I was like, "This son of a bitch," right? He's got a 23 red convertible Camaro SS. This thing's badass, dude. You know what I mean?
He's gonna get lots of tickets, just saying.
And I go, "Oh, this is a cop and gold digger magnet, son," you know? And but he the blue one he had looked like muscular. This thing looks like it runs fast. It looks lean.
Like a little sleek.
Yeah, like a Lion versus a Jag. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit less, but it still looks crazy. And the top, it's a soft top, and you press a button, and the whole thing just does itself.
Okay.
So the other night he calls me up. He's coming home from work. He's like, I hadn't our timing, and I had shows, and we couldn't figure out. I wanted to go for a ride, but I didn't want to just run around the block. I want to go for a ride.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hey man, you want to go?" I'm like, "Yes." It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, "Let's go." So he picks me up. I'm outside. I got a shorts, Crocs, and a fleece jacket. Right.
Yeah.
Looking crazy. I'm ready for bed, right?
Right.
But so top's down, and we get in this thing. We drive around, and it's surprisingly not disruptive. When I've never driven in a convertible, I don't think. T-tops, we did T-tops all the time.
Yeah,
in the 80s and the 90s or whatever, but never a full-blown convertible, right? My other buddy, Doug, just got a convertible too, so he's he likes driving with the top down in the wintertime. But if you put the heat on and turn the seats on, you're good.
Yeah. You're good. Yeah, because the windshield blocks most of it, I guess.
Yeah, you put the side windows up. I'm like, this is surprisingly comfortable. It's weird because you can see everything.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just kind of throws you off for a little bit. But then we go down the highway a little bit, and he pulls over, and he's like, "You want to drive?" I'm like, "I got Crocs on, man. That's okay." He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then I go, "Did you let any of your buddies drive it?" He goes, "Hell no." He wouldn't let anybody else drive it. So, but I was afraid to get on it, and then we get on the highway, and I open it up just a little bit, right?
Yeah,
dude, it's scary fast. I mean, all those cars are scary fast,
right?
Until you get used to it,
Yeah.
My SUV does not accelerate like that. Is all I'm gonna say. That thing is, it's fun, but I can see. I'd lose my license in a week with this thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So I probably shouldn't get a Corvette. Probably.
We'll see. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Probably need to go get ready for this Bronco cruise.
I know, right? That sounds like fun. So, real quick, tell me about this Cajun place you're going to.
It's called the Bayou, and it's probably about 45, 50 minutes away. Maybe, 45, 50 minutes away. We went there years and years and years ago, and we got like some peel and eat shrimp and some other stuff, and it was really good. But I think it's changed management or ownership or something. But one of the guys that we're going with today, it's like one of his favorite places, so we're just gonna go. Man, I'm telling you what, like a crab boil with the potatoes and the corn and the shrimp, like, oh, that is probably one of my favorite meals. Like sushi and I'm thinking about having
juicy crab, and they bring you like a pound of shrimp, like with the seasonings already in it, and they jiggle the bag. It's like a bag. They give you the food in a plastic bag, like a savage.
Yeah, you peel it open, and
it's an absolute mess, and you smell like garlic and butter the rest of the day.
Oh yeah,
but, I don't do that often, but every once in a while you just got to go out there and get your spice on. That sounds delicious though.
So John's turning 40 in June, and I want to do a seafood boil.
Okay.
Because his buddy and his buddy's brother did one just, you know, for the fun of it one time. And I was like, man, if I can get them to do one for his birthday and have just everybody, you should fly in. You should
Dude,
fly
I was just thinking that. I was like, that would be probably the best
just
time.
come in for the weekend, for John's birthday and stuff. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But anyway, it's probably the first weekend in June. I think we're gonna do it.
Okay, no promises, but let me see if we can work it out.
Work it out.
But
all right. I better go get ready for that. But
to get me out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was looking at like flights between Atlanta and St. Louis are pretty cheap with Southwest.
Oh, so. I'll leave you on this. Google flights.
Okay. Right? Okay.
I put an alert from Atlanta to Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Bro.
For like low prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a text the other day. I'm getting my wife's tires changed, right? So I'm sitting there at the tire place, just bored out of my mind. Hey, new low price alert. Probably will not go lower than this. One way, Spirit Airlines to New York.
Yeah.
$44. Actually, round trip. It was a round trip, right? So I had to buy the seats for another $40 plus tax. It came out to $89 round trip.
Goodness.
Right? You know where they get you? $120 for the bag, right? But you can carry a small personal item. So I have a small like backpack that I keep my cameras and stuff in. You know what I mean? When I do a show.
Yeah.
Then I have like smaller
Store
backpacks.
Your clothes in there.
Bro, I'm only gonna be there a day and a half. I'm flying in Thursday and I'm leaving out Saturday. So I don't need a toothbrush.
Yeah.
I may not even bring clothes, bro. I might just show up with a damn Ziploc bag with a toothbrush in it.
Right. I mean, really, the jeans
before I leave. No, I'm being silly, but just bring the bare minimum. In a small bag, couple t-shirts, I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cheap,
not bad
dude.
at all. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I told my buddies, I was like, listen, if we get together, great. If not, then that's okay too. But no more wild parties, man. You know, I'll go out and
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, no more getting sick in mom's driveway.
Right.
We're not doing
that.
As fun as that was, I'm not doing that again. Yeah. All right. We'll go get your seafood then. Do your thing.
Yep. Bronco babes. All right, so episode 198. There you go.
There we go.
You're welcome.
There. Closing in on that 200. Guys, thank you. And go floss yourselves.
And always go floss yourselves, yes.
Oh, there you go. Peace.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.